We're shaking, folks. Back with another reaction. Back with some more Cyndi Lauper. We're going back to the 12 Deadly Cyns, specifically the tunes on that compilation, which I haven't already gone through from the studio albums. And the next tune is called Hey Now, and then parenthetically, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. So I'm assuming this is an alternative version of the original track, which I have already reacted to. So yeah, I wonder in what sense it's been altered. I wonder if it really is like a remix, or if it plays off of the earlier track. It's like a sequel song, maybe. Either way, let's find out what it is. This is Cyndi Lauper from 12 Deadly Cyns, and the track is called Hey Now, and then parenthetically, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Sonically, very different. But we get like a synth reggae version. Curious who these other vocalists are. Get out of here, Cyndi. Got like some soul vibes, some gospel vibes. The rhythm is a bit like pop-reggae. I love it. Half speed. Mechanical battle. See how maybe some people would feel like it's too far away from the original, but I love it. It's so different. I absolutely love it. Again, I can concede that there's probably some people who feel like, it just sort of distorts the original sonically, but I think it's brilliant. Now, that's informed by the fact that I am fond of a number of different styles of reggae, including like sort of mainstream dance pop kind of reggae. And again, there were those vibes certainly more than any other, it felt to me, but also again like gospel vibes of the choir or the organ, and also a bit of a soul vibe too. So definitely some cool flavors. It just feels like, basically I'll follow Cyndi wherever. I become a huge fan. I enjoyed the 2 or 3 songs I knew from her, that like absolute 80s classics. And going into this, I had a sense that like, man, if there's more stuff like that, I'll be on board. I love that vintage 80s synth pop sound. But I've come to now know that going into the 90s, she's going through different, R&B sounds and soul sounds and reggae pop sounds and so on. And I'm just so there for it. It's like, it's Cyndi's like world, we just inhabit it. So yeah, I'm majorly on board is what I'm saying. And ultimately, it's cool. Like, it feels like this is not only a sonic update, but it's, perhaps the questioning refrain of the backing vocalist, which I feel like reggae singers, perhaps, like I'm not sure exactly who else is on the album. I know people mentioned when I was going through an earlier one of her albums that a number of people like worked on it and were involved with it. So I look forward to hearing what people might have to say. But it felt like their refrain of like what's happened, or I forget the exact wording, but it's like, is it still the case? Is, now that people are older, or maybe that same generation is older, is the perspective the same, or are they still allowed to do that? It felt like there was maybe questions being asked relative to the sentiment of the original, though again, still with the lines from the original, it still has the, the feeling and the sentiment of the original built into it. So, a cool tune. I absolutely love it. Definitely a cool remix without, like, for me, especially if a remix is a notable departure, it's like, it's different sides of the street. I feel like I can appreciate them both, and it doesn't have to be like is it superior to or inferior to the original? So, again, I get it if maybe for people it's like, it's just too different from the original and they're not overly fond of it, but big hit in my book. So shout out to Cyndi, shout out to all the folks following it, shout out to Seb for sharing her material, really do appreciate it. And yeah, ultimately, people mentioned that she's continued to sort of convey her aesthetic and ethos right up into the present, even as she gets into older age. So shout out to Cyndi once again. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.